The moment I announced my plan to start an online fashion brand, my family erupted in laughter. We were sitting around the dinner table at our weekly Sunday gathering, the crystal chandelier casting shadows over their amused faces. An online clothing store. My sister Victoria dabbed her mouth with a silk napkin, barely containing her smirk. Oh honey, don't you need actual fashion experience for that? I gripped my fork tighter, trying to maintain my composure. I've been studying fashion design for years. Taking online courses doesn't count, Victoria cut in. She gestured to her own outfit, a designer ensemble that probably cost more than my startup budget. This is real fashion, not whatever dropship nonsense you're planning to sell on Instagram. My mother sighed dramatically. Olivia, darling, why can't you do something proper? Your sister runs the most exclusive boutique in the city. Your cousin Sophia is a buyer for Bergdorf's. The Bennett name means something in fashion circles. That was the crux of it, really, the Bennett name. 3 generations of traditional retail success, of brick-and-mortar boutiques catering to the city's elite. And here I was proposing to sell clothes on the internet. The future of fashion is digital, I tried to explain. The younger generation wants the experience. Victoria interrupted again. The personal touch. The champagne while they browse. Not clicking add to cart on some website. My father didn't even look up from his phone. At least she's not asking for startup money, he muttered. Unlike some people's failed boutique ventures, Victoria's face reddened. Her first store had been bankrolled by our parents to the tune of $500,000. The fact that it was now successful had more to do with their connections than her business acumen, but nobody ever mentioned that. Fine, I said quietly, mock all you want. But remember this conversation. I had been preparing for this venture for 2 years, though my family didn't know it. While they thought I was wasting time with online courses, I was actually building something revolutionary. Luna Mode wasn't going to be just another online clothing store. I had a vision, sustainable, size-inclusive luxury fashion that combined high-end design with digital innovation. Every piece would be made to order, eliminating waste and ensuring perfect fits. Our app would use augmented reality to let customers virtually try on clothes, see them from every angle. But more than that, I understood something my family didn't. Exclusivity in the digital age wasn't about price tags or locations. It was about community, about making people feel like they were part of something special. That night, after enduring hours of thinly veiled jabs about my little online project, I sat in my small apartment and launched the website. The design was minimal, elegant. Just 3 pieces to start, a perfectly cut blazer, a versatile dress, and a signature blouse. Each one represented months of development, countless prototypes, and a level of attention to detail that would have impressed even the most demanding luxury customer. The twist? Limited quantities. Each piece would only be available to 100 customers at a time. Returns would be free, but purchases would require joining our Lunar Society, a digital community of fashion enthusiasts who would get early access to new designs and input on future collections. This will never work, Victoria's voice echoed in my head as I hovered over the launch button. No one buys luxury fashion online. I pressed launch. The first sale came 3 minutes later. Then another. And another. By morning, all 300 pieces had sold out. The waiting list for the next batch was already over 1,000 people long. What my family didn't know was that I'd spent the past year building a following on social media, not through typical influencer marketing, but through education, teaching people about sustainable fashion, sharing the design process, creating a movement around conscious luxury. The customers who bought those first pieces weren't just buying clothes. They were buying into a vision. Within a week, the first reviews started coming in. Photos of real people wearing Luna Mode pieces, raving about the fit, the quality, the packaging that made them feel like they were unwrapping a gift rather than opening just another delivery. I've never had a blazer fit like this, one customer wrote. It's like it was made specifically for me. The unboxing experience alone was worth the price, another shared. But the dress? I've worn designer pieces that cost 3 times as much and weren't half as well made. I maintained radio silence with my family even as Luna Mode began attracting attention from fashion blogs and industry insiders. Victoria's boutique customers were starting to ask if she carried the brand, not knowing it was her pathetic little sister's online project. The waiting list grew, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. We launched new pieces carefully, never more than we could produce with perfect quality. Each drop sold out faster than the last. The Lunar Society grew into a thriving community of fashion enthusiasts who passionately discussed design, sustainability, and the future of luxury. 3 months after launch, Vogue featured Luna Mode in an article about the future of luxury retail. They praised our innovative approach, our commitment to sustainability, and most importantly, our designs. I had the article framed but didn't hang it up. I was waiting for the right moment. That moment came sooner than expected. One Tuesday morning, 6 months after launch, my assistant, yes, I had an assistant now, came into my office looking uncomfortable. "Your sister is here," she said. "She's quite insistent about seeing you." I smiled. "Send her in." Victoria burst into my office like a hurricane in Chanel. "Why didn't you tell me?" she demanded. I leaned back in my chair, taking in her flustered appearance. "Tell you what? That you're behind Luna Mode. Do you know how embarrassing it is? My customers are begging me to stock it, and I have to tell them it's only available online." "Funny," I said calmly. "I thought no one bought luxury fashion online." She collapsed into a chair, her composure cracking. "Half my regular customers are on your waiting list. The other half are threatening to shop elsewhere because I can't get them access. You have to help me." "Help you?" I raised an eyebrow. "Like you helped me at that family dinner." "That was different. I didn't know. None of us knew you were actually building something real." I stood up and walked to my window, looking out at the city where my family's name had once meant everything in fashion. "No, you didn't know, because you didn't bother to look past your own assumptions." Victoria was quiet for a moment. "What do you want?" "Want? To give me access. To let me stock Luna Mode in my boutique. Name your price." I turned back to face her. "It's not about price, Victoria. Luna Mode isn't just clothes. It's a community, a movement, something you and our family never understood." "Then let me understand," she pleaded. "Teach me." I almost laughed at the irony, my fashionable, successful sister begging me to teach her about the future of fashion. But I kept my face neutral as I delivered the final blow. "You want to stock Luna Mode? Fine. Get on the waiting list, like everyone else." "The waiting list?" She looked horrified. "But that's 50,000 people long." 53,000 actually, I corrected her. "As of this morning." Victoria stood up, smoothing her designer dress with trembling hands. "Mother and father will hear about this." "Good," I said, sitting back down at my desk. "Tell them their pathetic little online project now has a higher valuation than all their boutiques combined." She stormed out, leaving behind the scent of expensive perfume and wounded pride. I picked up my phone and opened the Luna Mode app. Another 1,000 people had joined the waiting list while we'd been talking, each one eager to be part of something that was more than just another fashion brand. The revolution wasn't coming. It was already here. Victoria's visit was just the beginning. The next day, my mother called. "Darling," her voice dripped with honey, never a good sign. "Why don't you come over for dinner tonight? We have so much to discuss." I knew exactly what they wanted to discuss. "Sorry, Mom, I have a live stream event with our Lunar Society members. We're previewing the new collection." "A live stream?" She said it like it was a foreign word. "Surely that can be rescheduled. This is family. 30,000 people are waiting to attend this event. So no, it can't be rescheduled." She was quiet for a moment. 30,000? For an online fashion show? "Not just a show, Mom. It's an experience. Our members get to vote on final design elements, pre-order exclusive pieces, interact with our design team." Yes, she cut me off. "But darling, don't you think it's time to consider bringing Luna Mode into the family business properly? Your father and I have been talking." Of course they had. Luna Mode is doing just fine on its own. But think of the possibilities. Your sister's boutique connections, our retail expertise. The same expertise you all use to mock my little online project. I kept my voice calm. "No, thank you." The calls kept coming. Cousins who had laughed at my business plan now wanted exclusive access. Aunts who had dismissed online retail as tacky suddenly had suggestions for collaborations. Even my father, who had barely looked up from his phone during that fateful dinner, was now leaving voicemails about synergizing our business interests. But I had other plans. 1 month after Victoria's visit, we launched the Luna Mode app 2.0. Now customers could create perfect virtual avatars, seeing exactly how each piece would fit their unique body type. Our AI stylist would suggest personalized combinations, while our sustainability tracker showed the exact environmental impact of each purchase. The waiting list hit 100,000. Then came the Luna Mode limited edition, one-of-a-kind pieces designed in collaboration with our community. Each design was voted on by Lunar Society members, with the winning pieces produced in quantities of just 50. The prices were astronomical, but they sold out in minutes. Victoria's boutique customers were jumping ship. Why wait for last season's designer pieces when they could be part of creating next season's trends? My sister's next visit was less demanding, more desperate. "Please," she said, sinking into my office chair. "My sales are down 60%. Everyone wants Luna Mode. I'll do anything." I studied her carefully. The designer outfit was the same, but something was different. The smug superiority was gone, replaced by something that looked almost like respect. "Anything?" I asked. "Yes, whatever you want. A partnership, a licensing deal." "I want you to admit you were wrong," I said quietly, "not just about Luna Mode, but about everything. About online retail, about community-driven fashion, about me." She blinked. "That's it." "No," I smiled. "Then I want you to learn, really learn. About sustainability, about digital innovation, about where fashion is heading. Take the online courses you mocked. Understand why Luna Mode works. And then you'll let me stock the brand. Then we'll talk about making you our first physical retail partner. But on my terms, not yours." The next family dinner was different. I arrived in a Luna Mode original, a sleek, sustainable piece that had a waiting list of its own. The silence as I walked in was deafening. "Is that—" my mother started. "The Shadow Collection piece that sold out in 3 minutes?" "Yes." I sat down, smoothing the perfectly fitted fabric. "We're releasing a new version next month. Only 200 pieces. I heard the wait list is already at 30,000, my cousin Sophia said." She wasn't sneering now. "Bergdorf has been trying to get a meeting with you for months." "I know." I took a sip of water. "We've turned them down. Luna Mode isn't about being in every luxury store. It's about creating something exclusive, sustainable, and community-driven." My father cleared his throat. "About that, I've been looking at your numbers." Of course he had. "What you've built, it's impressive." "Impressive." Victoria jumped in. "It's revolutionary. Do you know their last drop had higher profit margins than my entire summer collection? And their return rate is practically zero because of the virtual fitting technology." Everyone stared at her. This was not the Victoria they knew. "I've been taking those online courses," she explained, almost shyly. "The ones about sustainable fashion and digital retail. Olivia was right. This is the future." My mother looked like she might faint. But what about tradition? The Bennett name in fashion has always meat. The Bennett name can mean something new," I interrupted. "Something better. Victoria understands that now." 6 months later, we opened the first Luna Mode Experience Center in Victoria's former boutique space. Not a traditional store, there was no inventory to browse, no racks to sift through. Instead, visitors could use our advanced AR technology to try on virtual versions of our pieces, participate in design sessions, and join exclusive Lunar Society events. Victoria ran it beautifully, bringing her old world luxury knowledge into our new world vision. She understood now that exclusivity wasn't about keeping people out, it was about making them feel like part of something special. The waiting list, it kept growing. But now it wasn't just for clothes. It was for membership in a community that was reshaping the fashion industry. My family's attitude had shifted completely. My mother bragged about her innovative daughter to her socialite friends. My father studied our business model like it was a fascinating puzzle. Cousins who had once mocked me now asked for internships. But the sweetest moment came during another Sunday dinner, exactly 1 year after that first fateful announcement. Victoria stood up, tapping her glass for attention. "I need to say something," she began. "A year ago, we all sat here and laughed at Olivia's vision. We were wrong, not just about Luna Mode, but about everything we thought we knew about fashion." She turned to me. "You didn't just build a successful brand. You changed the way people think about luxury, about sustainability, about community. And I'm proud to be your sister." The silence that followed wasn't awkward this time. It was respectful. I stood up too. Luda mode was never about proving anyone wrong. It was about proving something right, that fashion can be exclusive and inclusive at the same time. That luxury can be sustainable. That community is the ultimate status symbol. Looking around the table, I saw something I'd never seen before in my family's eyes. Understanding. Today, Luna Mode is valued at over $1 billion. Our waiting list is longer than ever, but it's not about the numbers. It's about the community we've built, the industry we've helped transform, and yes, the family we've brought along for the ride. Victoria still runs our Experience Center, which has become a model for our global expansion. She's also one of our most vocal advocates for sustainable fashion. Sometimes when I visit the center, I catch her explaining to customers why digital innovation and community engagement are the future of luxury retail. And that first dress she mocked, it's now in a fashion museum, labeled as the piece that started a revolution. Right next to it is a small plaque that reads, "Sometimes the future of fashion comes from the last place you'd expect, if you're brave enough to look." The Bennett name still means something in fashion circles, but now it means something different, something better. And that's worth more than any waiting list.